Virtual 11 is definitely the worst Iron Maiden album out there. Blaise Bailey had been worn out by this point. I don't think he liked the gig that much. It was pretty obvious that Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith needed to come back. This album sounds so tired and worn out. Just nobody had any energy on this album. Even Dave Murray couldn't save this album. And usually he's a pretty good guitar player. He couldn't even save this album. X Factor is probably the second worst album Iron Maiden has ever done. It's the best one Blaise Bailey did, and that's not saying much. Both of the Blaise Bailey albums reach to high heaven. They are horrible albums. I think that Blaise Bailey wasn't a fit for Iron Maiden studio-wise. He was okay live. I liked him a bit more live than in the studio. I don't like any of the songs from either of the Blaise Bailey era albums. I think Steve Harris took over, and that wasn't necessarily the best thing for them. They just sound, all the songs sound tired and worn out, and I don't like them. I think No Prayer for the Dying is a horrible album. I don't think that it had any focus whatsoever. They were just trying to get back from the synthesizer years. I think that they lost their strength on this album. I don't think I like any songs on this album very much. There's a little bit of some of the songs I like, some of the instrumental parts I like. I don't think Bruce Dickinson sounds very good on these songs. Overall, I just think it's a bad album. There are only 3 songs that I actually like on Fear of the Dark. I like the title track, I like Be Quick or Be Dead, and I like Afraid to Shoot Strangers. Other than that, I think this album is crap. I like it more than No Prayer for the Dying. At least I actually like a few songs on this album. Other than that, I do not like it at all. It's continuing the downfall of Iron Maiden. They really wouldn't get back until Brave New World. Even then, I don't like those albums either. So, Iron Maiden was just on a downward spiral, and they couldn't stop it. Brave New World, to me, is the best album Iron Maiden had done since Seventh Son. It's an okay album. I don't like it that much. Bruce Dickinson sounds great on it. He sounds better than he did since he joined Iron Maiden. I just don't think that it's that good. It's a lot better than anything from the 90s, but it still wasn't quite to the level that Iron Maiden had been. I like Dance of Death quite a bit. I still think it's around on the same level as Brave New World. It's better than the 90s stuff, but it's not quite as good as the 80s stuff. I think that Iron Maiden was definitely trying to sound like they used to, and I think they pulled it off a little bit. I think it's an okay album. I don't like it that much, but I think it is okay. I like Final Frontier a lot. It's probably right below Matter of Life and Death as my favorite 21st Century album. I like the title track. I like El Dorado. I think it's a very good album. I think it's better than Brave New World and Dance of Death. I think it's a lot better than the 90s stuff. It still doesn't quite measure up to the 80s stuff, but I think it is a very good album. I think it is definitely Iron Maiden trying to sound like Iron Maiden, and that is something they haven't done in a very long time. I am hoping that Book of Souls will be good. I'm expecting it to be good. It looks like it's going to be good. I'm not a big fan of the cover artwork right now, but I think it is going to be pretty good. I'll have to wait and see, but I know I'm going to be getting it when it comes out. I think Matter of Life and Death is my favorite album from the post-80s era. I really like a lot of the tracks. Benjamin Brieg I like. I think it is probably the best album that Maiden has done since Seventh Son. I think Seventh Son is the last great Iron Maiden album. After that, some of them were good. Most of them were not good at all. I think that the first, I'd say, 7 albums are the best. I think everything after that kind of suffered from a lack of focus. But overall, I think Seventh Son is a great album. I love the title track. I love Can I Play With Madness and Moonchild. The Evil That Men Do, Infinite Dreams, The Clairvoyant, they're all really good songs. I don't think it's quite as good as the previous ones, but it is definitely the last great Iron Maiden album overall. Personally, I like Somewhere in Time a lot. The title track, Wasted Years, Stranger in a Strange Land, Deja Vu, Alexander the Great, Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner are all great tracks. I'm a little bit worn out on Heaven Can Wait, but other than that, I pretty much love this entire album. I really think that this is one of the last really, really good Iron Maiden albums. I think Powerslave is a great album. I like a lot of the songs on it. I'm a big fan of Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner and the title track. I like 2 Minutes to Midnight and Aces High. Lost for Words isn't my favorite Maiden instrumental. That would definitely be Transylvania, but I think it's also a very good instrumental. So overall, I think this album is very, very good. I don't think it is quite to the quality of the ones previous to it, though. I think they started to lose it by this point. Number of the Beast is the first Maiden album that I actually don't like some songs off of. I'm not a big fan of Invaders. I like Gangland. I think the Total Eclipse should have been on the album. I like pretty much everything else on the album. The Prisoner, or the title track. Run to the Hills is okay. Hallowed Be Thy Name is great. I just still think it's a very good album. I think Peace of Mind is a little bit better than Number of the Beast. I like the entire first side of Peace of Mind. I think that Revelation, Where Eagles Dare, The Trooper, and Flight of Icarus are great songs. The second side is amazing as well. I think that it was a little bit better than Number of the Beast. I think the quality raised a bit from Number of the Beast. Killers is almost tied with Iron Maiden as my favorite Maiden album. I think that it is to the same quality degree as the first one. All the songs are good. I just still think the first one's a little bit better. I still think The Killers is a great album. The first Iron Maiden album is my favorite Iron Maiden album. I think that all the songs are great. I think also that the sound isn't to the quality, especially with some of the earlier material, like the title track. I love the song Phantom of the Opera. It's one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs of all time. Overall, this album is what I've come to expect from Iron Maiden. They've changed a lot. I don't think their current albums are anywhere near the quality of their 80s albums, but I think that Iron Maiden, the first one, is still my favorite album.